Hello guys and welcome back to the Brighton career mode here on FC24. Let's get into it. Today we have a fantastic episode jam-packed with a lot of big games. As you can see, our first game coming up in this episode is going to be a away game against Liverpool. This one is big for a specific reason, which I will show you why here in just a little bit. And then next, after that, we do have a Carabao Cup game against Liverpool, and it actually is the final of the Carabao Cup, so that is obviously a massive game in and of itself. And then right after that, we've got an FA Cup game against Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. That is going to be a difficult game. And then right after that, we have another away game against Burnley in the Premier League. And if you remember going back towards the beginning of the season, Burnley actually beat us up and down the field. And we lost to them 5-1 back in September, which was one of the worst games of FIFA I've ever played in my life, to be honest. And our upcoming game against Liverpool is very big for this reason. As you can see, we're sitting in 7th place on 42 points. But you can see that they're sitting in 5th place on 43 points. And the difference between Manchester United in 3rd place and Chelsea in 8th place is only 2 points. So this is a massive game for both of us. Whoever wins this game could potentially go up into the top 4 very easily. Newcastle United are having a fantastic season. They are still up in 1st place, with Aston Villa right behind them, United and City finishing out the top 4. And then as you can see, this is kind of the middle of the table right here. Chelsea, Spurs, Nottingham Forest, and Fulham behind us. But the difference between Chelsea in 8th place and Fulham in 11th place is 13 points. So the Premier League this season is very top heavy. And then towards the bottom of the table, there is a lot of teams that you would expect to be here. But that relegation battle is going to be very tight coming down to the very end of the season. I mean, the difference between 17th and 18th is only 3 points as of right now. And we're about 2/3 of the way into the season. If you missed it in the past couple of episodes, we have made a lot of transfers recently. We had to let go of Evan Ferguson. He went on to Manchester City. And we had to let go of Purvis Estepinian as well. He moved on to Arsenal to play for them. We also got rid of Billy Gilmore. But we brought in Benjamin Sesko to be a replacement for Evan Ferguson, and he is already on fire so far this season. And then we brought in Kirkias to be a replacement for Estepinian on that left back position. We also brought in Fabricio Diaz because I felt like we needed a midfielder to come into the team and grow with the team and make a difference, and he is very young while still being very good. He is only 22 years old at 77 overall, so he's a fantastic signing. We got him for 17 million. We got Milos Kirkias for 31.5 million. A little bit of a heavy price tag on him, but for being 21 years old, he's going to be well worth it once we get later on in this career mode. And then Benjamin Sesko, we brought him in for 40 million. He's already worth 47.5, so we already made a very good deal with him. Before we get into the game against Liverpool, I did want to show you guys the squad stats just so you could see them at the beginning of the episode in case you wanted to look at them further. Benjamin Sesko, like I said, has already been on fire this season, scoring 4 goals in just 3 games for us, 2 in the league and 2 in the FA Cup, so he's been an absolutely fantastic signing so far. And like I showed in last episode, Lenny Jansen, our former Youth Academy prospect, we sent him out on loan to Empoli, and he has already grown 12 points in overall just this season alone, so he's up to a 74 overall, so we might have to bring him back at the end of this season. He is on a 2-year loan. But with the way he's playing, it's looking like he's going to be one of the best players in our squad very soon. But all that being said, let's go ahead and get into our game against Liverpool. This is an away game, so we are going to Anfield to play this game. It's going to be a very tough game. I'm not expecting, honestly, to come out of this with a win. As you can see, this is the team that they're going to be going with, a very solid lineup. And then this is the team that we're going to be rocking with, pretty much our strongest 11. So let's go ahead and get into this game, and let's hopefully at least come out here with a point. Andy Diop finds a pass over here to Adingra. I see Smith Rowe inside. I find Benjamin Sesko instead, who sees a run from Andy Diop. Diop's going to go for a shot, a very powerful shot, but it is right at Alisson. He palms it away. And now Liverpool on a break. Luis Diaz pushing down this left side, pushing very nicely. He's going to try to find someone at the back post. That crosses a little bit too far, and we're going to be able to get away. Andy Diop with an excellent pass into Benjamin Sesko. I wasn't even aiming for him. And Benjamin Sesko is going to find the bottom left corner, and we are going to find the back of the net first in this game. We take a 1-0 lead here after about 15 minutes. And Andy Diop with an excellent pass into Benjamin Sesko. And I honestly wasn't even trying to pass to him. I was trying to pass it out to the right wing. But, you know, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. And we will gladly take a 1-0 lead early on in this game. Liverpool passing around the edge of the box. Alexander-Arnold with a shot from inside the box. Verbruggen palms that one up and eventually is able to collect it. That was a very scary moment. Cody Gakpo fights hard to win that ball. They find a pass over to Luis Diaz. Wow, that was very unfortunate they didn't find it in the back of the net there, but we will gladly take that. Liverpool with a corner here now. Luis Diaz, I thought we were going to be able to get a tackle in there. He finds a pass inside to Gordon, who finds a pass back to Luis Diaz. We're going to try to stay in front of him. We can't. Gravenberch goes for a cross. Luis Diaz is able to get to it first. Wow, Lewis Dunk is so slow, but luckily for us, that is going to be offsides just barely. Emile Smith-Rowe with the pass from Benjamin Sesko now finds a pass over to Adingra. Can we get a shot on goal? We try to. Alisson does well to palm that one down and then eventually collects it. Gravenberch on the edge of the box, inside to Morton. Morton's going to find a pass over here to Alexander-Arnold, who's going to find Gordon, who's going to try to find a pass inside. Igor does well again. He has been the best defender in this game. Benjamin Sesko finds a pass over to Adingra. Liverpool just press too hard sometimes. We're going to cut this one back inside with Adingra. We're going to go for a finesse shot, and we're going to miss the far post. And we cannot increase our lead to 2. Adingra has to finish that shot there. He has to get that in the back of the net. And the referee is going to blow his whistle there. That is going to be halftime. We take this 1-0 lead into half here at Anfield, and we can just hold on to this lead for 45 more minutes, and we will find ourselves with 3 points, and we will be above Liverpool in the league. Liverpool are trying their hardest to press us, but Benjamin Sesko finds a lane and finds a way through the defense, and Emile Smith-Rowe finds him with an excellent pass. That Liverpool press is relentless, but if you can find a lane with one of your players through there, and if you can outnumber them in the back line, then you can get past them pretty easily. And that is exactly what Emile Smith-Rowe did there to find that pass into Benjamin Sesko. And he did the rest and finds the back of the net for his 6th goal for the club in only 4 games. But right after that kickoff, Luis Diaz pushing down this left wing. Does he have an option inside? He doesn't. Lewis Dunk makes the tackle. The AI just don't have anywhere to go right now. We're playing excellent defense. Luis Diaz on the edge of the box finds room to shoot that one. Luckily for us, Verbruggen gets down to his left and makes that save. And 62 minutes gone here. We're going to make our first substitution. We're going to get Andy Diop off for Mahmoud Dahoud, and we're going to bring them on, and hopefully he's going to make a difference. Liverpool take this corner short. McAllister into Luis Diaz, who doesn't have to do much to get around one player. Finds a cross over to Gravenberch towards the back post, takes a shot, and luckily for us, that one goes wide of the post, and that will be a goal kick. Really not a bad effort there, to be honest. It was very, very close to going in the back of the net, but we will gladly take that. Gakpo pushing forward now on the edge of the box. Gets past Igor. Gravenberch inside, trying to find a pass, but we get away from that one. And Matoma, our former player, to McAllister, our also former player, back to inside to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is going to find Udogie over here. He's going to go for a cross. Gakpo is able to get to that one, but he heads it from the edge of the box, trying to find the back of the net. And Verbruggen collects that one pretty easily. Matoma with the interception at midfield, finds a pass over to Ayorzabal, who's making a couple moves, looking for a pass inside, finds McAllister. Luis Diaz finds Ayorzabal. We're going to step up. Not great defending. Ayorzabal is going to have a lane to shoot, possibly. Verbruggen comes out to make the save and then collects the ball before he can find the back of the net. Dahoud ends up with the ball in midfield, finds a pass over to Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe is going to find Sesko. Sesko's going to try to go for that near post. Can't get it past Allison, who does well to block the second one as well, and that one will be out for a corner. And before we take this corner, we are going to make a couple substitutions. Smith-Rowe and Adingra coming off for Julio Enciso and Jamie Bino Gittins. And for this corner, Pedro Neto is going to be swinging this one in. Can we find Sesko? We can. He gets his head to it, but unfortunately the header is very, very weak and Allison collects. McAllister finds a pass over to Ayorzabal, who's going to go for a cross over to Luis Diaz. Knocks it down to Gravenberch. That one's going to be intercepted by Fabricio Diaz. And the referee is going to blow his whistle right there. That is going to be full time. We come to Anfield and we finally get a 2-0 win over Liverpool, and we will take 3 points back home with us. And now, just a week after that game against Liverpool, we are going to have a game against them again, this time in the final of the Carabao Cup at Wembley Stadium. We are now going to be into the month of March as well, which is absolutely insane. The season is flying by. And for this game in the Carabao Cup Final against Liverpool, we are going to be going with this lineup. This is the lineup that we've been going with for our Carabao Cup games. Pretty much a fully rotated side from our usual starting 11. I'm going to give them the start in this game as well because they've been playing in this entire competition. So I'm going to give them the start, and hopefully they can perform just as well. And as you can see towards the top, I'm also going to change the difficulty in this game up to Ultimate. Legendary has just feeling a little bit too easy lately. I feel like I've been playing out of my mind. So I'm going to try to increase the difficulties, especially since this is a trophy that we're playing for. Liverpool are going to be gunning for it just as much as we are. We changed their team up because they were playing some players that were not so great. So I'm going to show you their team as soon as we get in the game. Alright, and just to show you guys, this is the team that Liverpool are going to be going with. Our former player, Matoma, is going to be starting against us. Ayorzabal out on the right, Cody Gakpo up top, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Endo in midfield with Udogie, Gomez, Van Dijk, and Trent Alexander-Arnold in the back with Allison behind them in goal. Jamie Bino Gittins already pushing down this left side early on in this game. We're going to look for a pass to João Pedro. We can't find him. We do find Julio Enciso, who's going to go back out to João Pedro. We're not going to find anyone to go to just yet. Pascal Gross looking for an option to go inside. Turns way too slow, and Gravenberch intercepts that ball and tackles it away. Szoboszlai pushing forward, finds a pass out here to Ayorzabal. Is he going to look inside? He just starts dribbling inside, finds a pass, or tries to pass inside, finds Barco, who turns it over. Endo goes for a shot. This time Barco's going to be able to get it away. This Liverpool press hits a bit different on Ultimate, but Buonanotte is going for a cross. It finds the arm of Van Dijk. The referee is not going to play advantage for very long. And unfortunately for us, Liverpool are going to be away. A turnover in midfield in a very, very dangerous area. Sees Matoma with the ball in the middle of the box. Luckily for us, that is deflected away. João Pedro with a nice pass into Dahoud. Dahoud doesn't have enough room or enough leg to get around Virgil van Dijk, who makes an excellent challenge. Alexander-Arnold with the ball out here on the edge of the box. Twisting and turning, not making a lot of moves to go anywhere. Endo with the ball. And luckily for us, that one goes wide of the post here in the 33rd minute. Matoma with the pass out here to Udogie, who's going to look back inside. Finds Matoma. Finds Gakpo. Gravenberch on the edge of the box. Going to go for a shot. And going to find the back of the net. Oh man, that is an insane goal for them to score here in the 35th minute. Gravenberch, I didn't know he had this in his locker. From the edge of the D, finds a shot into the back of the net. Mercier could not do much about that one. Couldn't even see it until the last second, and that one was curved away from him. And that is going to be a 1-0 lead for Liverpool here in the final of the Carabao Cup. The Liverpool press is just absolutely relentless. They're going to find themselves with the ball in the middle of the box, and Gravenberch, yet again, is going to find the back of the net, this time with his left foot. And this time he finds the top corner. I mean, we did well to get into the front of that one to deflect it, but Bornau just stood there while the ball landed at Gravenberch's feet. And he finds the back of the net, and that's a 2-0 lead right before halftime. And the referee is going to blow his whistle on the kickoff, not going to give us any time to go forward. That is a 2-0 lead for Liverpool at the break. We've got a lot of work to do to get back into this game in the second half. Well, if there's one thing that is for certain, it is that on Ultimate, Liverpool's press is much harder to break down. There have been almost no passing lanes for any of our players going forward. It's all going backwards. We're going to try to find an over-the-top pass, and we can't even get that. Enciso finds it, or Buonanotte finds a pass inside to Gross, inside to Enciso. Enciso finds João Pedro, who's going to find Dahoud, who should have easily found the back of the net there, but Alisson went crazy and found a way to make that save. Pascal Gross swinging in this corner. Can João Pedro get to it? He cannot. That ball's going to land at the head of Dahoud, actually. We're going to look for a cross. That one's going to be intercepted by Gravenberch. Not exactly the cross I wanted. Endo with the pass inside to Oyarzabal. That ball's going to land right at the feet of Cody Gakpo. And Liverpool are going to take a 3-0 lead off of the deflection from Mercier. I mean, that's about as unlucky as you can get. Great save by Mercier, but unfortunately just palms the ball right into the feet of Cody Gakpo. And Cody Gakpo doesn't have to do much there. He just has to kick it in front of him, and that was going to be a goal. João Pedro with a pass over here to Dahoud. Dahoud doesn't have a lot of pace. Tries to get around one player. He does. We're going to go for a shot with Enciso. Should have passed that one inside to João Pedro. We're going to get called for a foul there as well. And Liverpool are going to get away. But here after 65 minutes, it is going to be time to bring in some reinforcements. I don't know if they're going to be able to find their way to 3 goals in 25 minutes, but maybe they can. Pascal Gross already making quick work of it. Benjamin Sesko going to look for a pass out here to Pedro Neto. Does he have room to take the shot? We're going to go for one. Benjamin Sesko's going to go for the header, and that's going to go wide of the post. The rebound goal for us will not go in this time. Oyarzabal pushing down this right wing. Valentin Barco trying to get in the way of it. He does well to get that one intercepted and tackled away, and maybe we can finally get on the counterattack. We can't. He turns it right back over. Now Liverpool in a dangerous area. Oyarzabal makes a nice move inside. Another nice another nice pass. We almost tackled them for a penalty, but we're going to be able to get away. Pascal Gross looking inside, finds a pass to Benjamin Sesko, who's going to go down to the right of the keeper, or down to the left of the keeper, I guess you could say, and we get 1 goal back. Emile Smith-Rowe makes a nice pass out here to Bino Gittins. I want to try to find Sesko, but the pass just wasn't there. We're going to find this one back into the midfield to Pascal Gross, who finds Andy Diouf. We're going to go back to Gross, who's going to try to find Benjamin Sesko, but that one's intercepted. And unfortunately for us, 92 minutes are gone, and the referee's going to blow his whistle for full time. It was just too little too late. That final 25 minutes, we definitely played better than Liverpool did, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough, and we find ourselves defeated in the Carabao Cup Final. And while it was nice to get a win against Liverpool in the league, it is definitely heartbreaking to lose to them in the final of the Carabao Cup. That would have been our first trophy as manager of Brighton and Hove Albion. We still have a couple of other competitions, obviously. We could still win the Premier League. I highly doubt we're going to, but we could also still win the FA Cup, so hopefully we can beat Chelsea here in a few days. And we now have a monthly scout report back. We are going to look at this one. Hopefully we see some improvement off of the last one. We are going to reject a lot of these players. It's looking like. Looks like they brought back a lot of lower overall players instead of higher overall players. The potential, we're looking at the potential, but we also want to see a very, very high overall and a very, very high value, which it doesn't look like any of these players are. So it's looking like we are going to reject all of these players yet again. And this is how the actual Youth Academy is lining up. Lots of defensive players. We only have one left winger, and he's the only forward-thinking player we have. But unfortunately, we still don't have anybody that we want to bring in. They're all still very, very low overalls. Obviously, we could bring them in and send them out on loan, and they could grow like Lenny Jansen has. One thing I wanted to go ahead and do was recall our youth scout. I just don't think England is going to be the place where we're going to end up finding a lot of great talent. So whenever he comes back, we're going to send him back out to a different country. And since we have a lot of money to spend in our transfer budget, we have plenty of money for our youth scout to travel all the way to Brazil. We're going to send him there for 6 months. We're just going to scout any type of player. If he can find anyone, that would be absolutely great. Whoever left the comment saying to send him out to Brazil, thank you for letting me know that you want me to send our youth scout out to Brazil. Hopefully he can bring back some higher quality players. And we have now made it to the FA Cup 5th round against Chelsea. This is the lineup they're going to be going with. Pretty strong lineup. There are a couple of players in there that maybe wouldn't usually get starts over some other players, but it is the FA Cup, so it kind of makes sense. And then this is the lineup that we are going to be going with, our strongest lineup that we can put out pretty much. And this is the lineup that we've been playing very, very nicely with lately. So this is the lineup we're going to go with. Let's get into this game and let's move on to the next round. Tariq Lamptey out here on the wing. Doesn't really have an option to go to just yet. We're going to have to pass this one back to Smith Rowe, who's going to look inside for Pedro Neto. Again, not a lot of options to go for. We're going to cross this one inside. Can't find anyone. That is going to be called for a handball, though. We will get a free kick in a dangerous area. One thing we don't have in this team is a lot of great free kick takers. We're just going to kick this one with Andy Diouf towards the back post if we can. We're going to look for... I was looking for really Benjamin Sesko there. That one's not going to find him. Lewis Dunk does end up with the ball. We're going to find Fabricio Diaz, who does well to maintain possession momentarily. Adingra inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is going to go for the shot. It is right at the Chelsea defender, and they are going to get away. Inside to Nkunku. Oh, and Nkunku finds the back of the net. That was an insane shot. I feel like Verbruggen could have done better there. But unfortunately, that is going to be a 1-0 lead for Chelsea. It was a nice pass inside. I couldn't even really tell who that was. Was it Caicedo? I think it was Caicedo. Yeah, Verbruggen's got to do better there. That wasn't even into the far corner. I mean, he could have very easily got to that one. 1-0 lead for Chelsea. Smith Rowe looks over the top for Pedro Neto, who's going to look back inside. We're going to find Smith Rowe, who's going to try to go for a shot. That one is going to be deflected. It actually isn't deflected. It looks like Smith Rowe just kicked it straight out of bounds, so that will be a goal kick. Tariq Lamptey now has some room to run down this wing. We're going to look for a pass inside to Smith Rowe, who's going to keep going, actually. We need to find a pass to Sesko. Somehow we get it to him. We're going to go for a shot down to Kepa's left, but he does well to get there, and the shot was very, very weak. Could have been a little bit more powerful, but we do end up with a corner. And Smith Rowe's going to be swinging this one in. Can we find Andy Diouf? We find him, but Kepa makes an insane save, and that one goes out for another corner. Smith Rowe's going to swing this one in again. Sesko gets to this one this time, and Sesko finds the back of the net. He has been our saving grace these last few games. Like I said, man, he is just absolutely insane in the air. Smith Rowe swinging that corner in, and it was a perfect corner right to the edge of the 6-yard box. And Sesko is going to be towering over everyone in the air. And he's going to find the back of the net, and that is an excellent way to level this game at 1. Well, the rest of that first half was very, very uneventful. It was pretty much just us putting press and Chelsea not going forward. So the half is going to be level at 1-1 between Chelsea and Brighton and Hove Albion here in the FA Cup. Smith Rowe finds Pedro Neto here on the edge of the box. Here at the beginning of the second half. We don't really have a lot of options yet. We're going to look for a pass. We find Fabricio Diaz, who's going to not find the back of the net. Against his former club, he almost found a goal here to give us the lead, but sadly couldn't. Chelsea now pushing forward down this wing. Moreira Jr. going to look for a cross. Kirkes does well to knock that one away. Moreira Jr. now on this right wing, being defended by Lewis Dunk. Lewis Dunk does well momentarily to knock that one away. The cross is not great. That was not a good pass at all. They find Nicholas Jackson, who finds Nkunku, who finds the back of the net, and there is no one to blame but myself for that goal. I was trying to clear it away with Lewis Dunk and just kick it out, and I just didn't put enough power behind it. I figured, you know, half power would probably be good enough, but he doesn't kick it out, and Nkunku finishes that one in the left corner very nicely. Adingra finds the overlapping run of Kirkes. Kirkes sees someone at the back post. That is Pedro Neto, who gets his foot to it. That was a very acrobatic shot. or at least attempt to get a shot on goal, but unfortunately it goes out for a goal kick. And Nkunku finds a pass inside to Nicholas Jackson. What an insane pass that was. He's going to go for a shot, and he's going to find the back of the net. And that is a 3-1 loss here against Chelsea in the FA Cup. Andy Diop finds a pass into Benjamin Sesko, who's actually in a pretty good area to go for a shot. The ball ends up back in his feet. Adingra's going to go for a shot. Somehow we cannot find the back of the net. I mean, what a sequence of events that was. And now Raheem Sterling down this left side finds a pass into Nicholas Jackson. We're going to actually end up clearing that one away, but that's going to be the end of the game. The referee's going to blow his whistle for full time, and we lose this game 3-1 to Chelsea in the FA Cup. Ultimate difficulty is much, much more difficult than legendary on these sliders. But when you look at the stats, it's really not even that crazy. I mean, the possession was pretty split even, and the shots, we had a lot more shots, but they just finished their shots into the back of the net, and we just finished our shots not into the back of the net at all. So we just really couldn't finish into this game. 4.1 expected goals with only 1 into the back of the net. That is pretty disappointing. So that sees us knocked out of the FA Cup. Chelsea moves on and we do not. We are only in the Premier League now. We do not have any other competitions left to play for. So the last couple of episodes are only going to be strictly Premier League episodes. So that could be at least something to look forward to. But up next in the league, we do have a game against Burnley. This will be the final game of the episode. Burnley are currently sitting in 12th place, not having the best of seasons, but earlier this year they did beat us 5-1, like I said at the beginning of the episode, so they are definitely a team that we could see ourselves struggle with. We are sitting in 6th place, 1 point behind Chelsea, but we do have a game in hand, so if we win this game, we will at least move up into 5th place. And we are only 2 points behind United and City, who are both sitting in 3rd and 4th place. So if we win and either of those teams lose, we will move up into the top 4, which would be very, very insane at this point of the season. Unfortunately, this Burnley game is only 3 days after our game against Chelsea in the FA Cup, so a lot of our players are going to be very, very tired. We're definitely going to have to play a slightly rotated side for this game. For this game against Burnley, this is the lineup they're going to be going with. Zeruri has been a player that absolutely tore us up in that first game, so we're going to be looking out for him and keeping an eye on him. This is the lineup that we're going to be going with, the strongest lineup that we can put out there with players that are not tired. But luckily for us, we have a lot of quality backups, so this is an excellent squad to go out there with, and we are hopefully going to find ourselves with 3 points and maybe be in the top 4 by the end of this episode. And Ciso looking for a pass inside to Dahoud. Dahoud making a nice run. Finds a pass over here to Buonanotte. Not exactly the greatest cross in the world. We're going to look for a pass inside to Diaz, who's going to go for a cross of some sort. But that one gets deflected out for a Brighton goal kick, or Brighton corner kick. Excuse me. Dahoud taking this corner, swinging this one in, looking for João Pedro. Cannot find him, and it's looking like Burnley are going to be able to get away. Veltman did well to win the ball on that wing, found a pass into Buonanotte, who is kind of all by himself, pushing forward here. We're going to find João Pedro, who's going to find the back of the net, and we take a 1-0 lead after 15 minutes. João Pedro has always been a quality player, and he has been a consistent player for us, and he finds the back of the net here after 15 minutes. We take our 1-0 lead over Burnley. Hopefully they don't score 5 against us now, because that would be very depressing, but a cutback goal, we'll take them. Again, I don't care. We'll take him how we can get him, especially now on ultimate difficulty. João Pedro, thank you for scoring. Twine on the edge of the box, going up against Igor, I believe. Finds a pass out to Zeruri, the most dangerous player on Burnley's team, I think. The player that scored against us a lot last game. They find a pass inside to Barreiro. Barreiro's going to go for a shot. Verbruggen does get to that one, luckily for us. And we're going to try to get away from this. Bino Gittins is found out on this wing. Can he get around one defender? He can. We're going to go for a shot here if we can. We can't. McNally got back just in time to make the tackle. We're going to keep the pressure on, though, and see if we can't force a turnover. And we do. Dahoud finds himself with the ball in a dangerous area, finds a pass into Julio Enciso, who's going to take his time with the ball, and he is going to find the back of the net. 32 minutes gone. Brighton with a 2-0 lead. Dahoud did very well to force a turnover there down in the corner, and Ciso with the ball in the edge of the box, or in the middle of the box, really, decided to take his time with it. Luckily enough for him, the keeper went down, and he got that ball just over his foot for a 2-0 lead. Amdouni taking a shot. It looks like it gets deflected. That will be out for a Burnley corner in a dangerous position. Burnley take this corner short. I believe that's Harvey Elliott, actually. I'm not sure if it is or not. He's making a couple of nice moves. Find a pass inside to Zeruri. He's going to dribble it around momentarily. Buonanotte does well to make a tackle, and is actually going to be able to get that one away. Enciso finds a pass to Fabricio Diaz, who finds a pass into João Pedro, who's going to make a nice turn inside and just move past all defenders, Gonna go for a shot. That one was right at the keeper. We had an open net to one side, and we just went to that same side and couldn't find the back of the net. And Ciso inside to Bino Gittins, who's gonna go for a shot well wide of the post. And the referee is gonna blow his whistle right there for halftime. 2-0 lead for Brighton going into half. We just need to hold on to it. We'll hold on to 3 points in this game. Oh man, Veltman went for the tackle. Harvey Elliott made a nice move right at the last second. And I think that's going to be a penalty for Burnley. Hopefully Veltman doesn't get sent off for this. Hopefully it's just a yellow card or nothing. But he definitely went for the challenge and definitely did not get the ball. Amdouni up to take this penalty. We're going to go to the right. We go to the right way. Verbruggen makes the save. It looks like it's going to go out for a corner, but we do not give up the goal. And now Burnley swinging this corner in. Buonanotte heads that one away. But only momentarily. Zarori inside to Amdouni, who's going to find Dahoud, or not Dahoud, but Dahoud makes an excellent challenge. We're able to get away. Burnley now pushing down this right side with Roberts. Does he have an option to cut it back? He finds a cross goal to Zarori. What an excellent goal that is. Roberts down that right wing. I just didn't even see Zarori. I didn't think that was going to be an option. Diamande tried to get to it, but the cross was absolutely pinpoint accurate. And Zarori finds the back of the net for a only 2-1 deficit now for Burnley. We might be able to get on a counterattack. João Pedro finds a pass inside to Enciso, who finds Buonanotte. We can't find the back of the net. The keeper does well to knock that one out, and they're going to clear this one away. Dahoud finds a pass into Enciso in a dangerous area. We're going to go for a cross. Oh, we can't find anybody, and that one's going to get cleared out. 70 minutes gone. We are going to make a 3-man substitution. Sesko, Diouf, and Pascal Gross coming on. Bino Gittins looking for the overlapping run from Kirkez. We don't have an option just yet. That one's going to be knocked out by Roberts. Looks like it's going to be a corner, though. And we brought in Benjamin Sesko just for this reason. We're going to try to find him. The cross is low. Unfortunately, it doesn't find anyone, and it just finds the hands of Muric, the goalkeeper for Burnley. Igor with a nice pass into Pascal Gross, who's going to find a Dingra, or not a Dingra, Bino Gittins, who's going to look towards the back post. That one needed to stay on the ground. It could have gotten past to go to Buonanotte. They're going to fire this one in. Sesko's going to go for a shot, but it looks like we're going to be called for a handball. Veltman and Buonanotte do well to make an interception there. We're going to pass this ball to Veltman out on the wing. We're going to look for Benjamin Sesko. I need him to make a better run. That one's going to be deflected, and the goalkeeper is going to collect it, but they're going to get called for a handball. So now we do have this ball in a dangerous area. The smartest thing to do would be go for a cross across the face of the goal, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go with a few bars of power. We're going to try to find Andy Diouf at the back post. They're going to head that one out, though, for a corner. Only a few minutes of extra time, so it's looking like all we have to do is hold on for just a couple minutes, and we will get 3 points in this game. Pascal Gross swinging this one in, looking for Benjamin Sesko. We can't get to it with him, but the ball does find Diamande. We just need to hold on to it. Jamie Bino Gittins going for a cross. That one's going to end up back at Fabricio Diaz's feet, who finds Pascal Gross, but it doesn't matter. The referee's going to blow his whistle for full time, and we take away 3 points from this game, and we might find ourselves in the top 4 once we get out of this. And there it is, boys. We find ourselves up into 4th place in the Premier League, sitting on 48 points, 1 point above Manchester United in 5th place, only 2 behind Man City and Aston Villa in 2nd and 3rd. Newcastle, though, are kind of running away with the league. They are played 1 more game than us, but they are 11 points ahead of us, so it's looking like 1st place might already be out of reach for a lot of teams. But one thing that certainly isn't out of reach for us is top 4 in the Premier League this season. We could be fighting for a Champions League spot for next season. The top 4 is very, very interesting. Newcastle, Man City, Aston Villa, and Brighton. So besides Manchester City, none of the traditional Big 6 clubs are inside the top 4, which is absolutely incredible to see. We are having a fantastic season along with Newcastle and along with Aston Villa. But we have to keep going. As you can see, I mean, Spurs are down in 10th place, but they are only 8 points behind us with about 12 games to go. So anything could happen in these final 12 games. But as you can see, the difference between the top half of the table and the bottom half of the table is starting to become quite large. So we just need to be sure to win every game that we play against any bottom half team. And against the top half teams, we just need to make sure to at least get a point and then, you know, hopefully win the game as well. That's going to be the end of this episode. We are going to wrap it up now. In the next episode, we will play a game against Fulham at home for our first home game in a while, actually. And then the rest of the month of March, we do not have any games, so we will get already into the month of April, which looks absolutely terrifying. Next episode, we do have 4 home games in a row, so hopefully we can at least get like 7, 8, 9 points out of that. we'll have to see in the next episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like the video. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And please be sure to keep watching these videos. And please let me know. Leave a comment down below if you're enjoying this or not. If you want me to start a new career mode. You know, this Brighton one is a lot of fun. But if we don't get top 4, I have a feeling that it might just be time to start a new career mode after this. So we're going to keep fighting for top 4. If we get Champions League, we'll definitely have another season, at least one more season. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.